Today's episode is brought to you by Pretty Strands Hair Products. Created by licensed cosmetologist Courtney Patterson, Pretty Strands was created to give you a healthy crown that you can be proud of. This Black woman-owned company is committed to giving back to our communities and helping our girls to become self-sufficient trailblazers. Give your hair the love it deserves and pick up some at your favorite beauty supply or on prettystrands.com. And make sure you tell them Girl Which Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Girl Which Way podcast, the show that exists because life is a journey, but you still need direction. Grab your girls and get ready because each episode will be talking about real life issues, answering questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal and learn. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today we're going to be talking about dating and the Lori Harvey effect. We'll discuss the ins and outs of dating, what it looks like, and how we can be better at it. Then we'll offer listeners a special surprise at the end, so be sure to listen all the way through for details. Is Lori Harvey promiscuous or is she actual goals? Headlines have blown up over the last couple weeks with everybody talking about Lori Harvey and her new boo, Michael B. Jordan. The reactions have been mostly mixed, but I have seen her catching a lot of flack and people either calling her the GOAT or making snide remarks like, ooh, if ran through was a person. So I gotta ask, is Lori a hoe? Is she trash? In the last couple of years, she's been engaged to Dutch football star Memphis Depay. She's dated Trey Songz, race car driver Lewis Hamilton, our mogul Diddy, and his son Justin, rapper Future, and now, of course, Michael B. Jordan. I mean, it's definitely a nice little list for sure. The beautiful 24-year-old has been seen living what looks like an amazing life while jet-setting across the world with some of the most eligible bachelors on the planet. But is she having fun or is she nasty? How do we draw the line? You know, women will always catch more flack from society for doing the same things that men do. I mean, it's really just how it goes. Men date around and swap out women like their shoes. But if women do it, we're shunned by everybody. I mean, is that right? My answer, of course, is going to be a little bit mixed because I don't think that women should hold ourselves to the same standard as men in many ways, and our sexual conquest is definitely one of them. Now, I might be in the minority here, but I'm not the type of woman to just jump into everyone's bed, even if I weren't married. It's just not my style. But that being said, how do we know what Lori had going on in her bedroom? We should never assume what someone may or may not have been doing behind closed doors. Just because we've seen Lori linked to all these men does not mean she was actually sleeping with them. How do we know? Maybe she's dating them. Maybe she sees a red flag and she moves on. Maybe she's playing in the sheets with him. I mean, how do we really know? Who knows for sure? I say we give our good sis the benefit of the doubt and just try to assume the best. While we're not men, we as women can learn a few things from them and from Lori about finding out what we want in life. So let's talk about dating. What exactly is dating? I think we need to define dating because it amazes me how many people don't know what it means to date someone. So the definition of dating is a stage of romantic relationships in humans whereby two people meet socially with the aim of each assessing the other's suitability as a prospective partner in an intimate relationship. It is a form of courtship consisting of social activities done by the couple, either alone or with others. Wow. So dating is literally getting together with someone you find attractive in some way to see if there's actually anything between you two worth pursuing. It's all about getting to know someone. Getting to know someone. Now, isn't that a concept? Are we still doing that anymore? I mean, it seems like all I see is people swapping juices with people almost immediately, talking about, oh, we're dating. No, you're having sex and it's not the same. Where in the definition of dating did it say you take off your panties? This is part of the problem. We don't get to know anyone anymore because everyone is super accessible, yet emotionally unavailable. You can swipe left and slide into a DM and get nude pics in an instant. You are out hooking up with guys because you like them, but don't even get to know them. If you subtract the bedroom stuff from the equation, you might find you have nothing in common. He's kind of a jerk, or he has no goals or ambition, or he's just nowhere near serious boyfriend or hubby material. But you don't wait and give yourself enough time to see any of that. Then we blame it on the guys or the women. Guys say stuff like, oh, my baby mama is trash. Or girls say stuff like, my baby daddy is such a bum. I mean, sis, you would have known that had you waited to vet that person out before diving into the bed. Now you're stuck with this person because of a one-night bad decision on your part. Sex will always cloud your judgment and make you settle for things you wouldn't have had you just kept your clothes on. We can learn a few things from Lori, in my opinion, because maybe she's not the type to settle for anything besides what she knows she wants and knows how to show a man the door if he's not measuring up. I mean, could be. It's important to find out who we are and what we want from our partners. You have to talk to your guy so that you're on the same page. I spoke to a young lady, and she talks to me about how she hooked up with this guy the first day they met, and they meet every weekend and hook up at hotels. One weekend, she went to meet up with him, and he was ready when she arrived, but she was on her menstrual cycle. So she asked the guy, hey, can we just hang out, maybe watch Netflix or something? Well, he got upset, and he was like, well, you know what? I can just go find something else to do or go hang out with my friends if that's the case. Now, was he wrong? Not to me. You started off the relationship with one thing. You kept making it a habit the whole time. So, this is what he expects the relationship to be. You can't just decide to change the terms all willy-nilly now because you want more. You should have established that from the beginning. This is why it's important to communicate and find out where you both stand. Do you know how many people I have seen get hurt because they thought they had a boyfriend, but bro was single, like a whole free agent? But if no one discussed being exclusive, you can't assume. Then again, maybe you're the type that doesn't want anything serious. Maybe you're not pushing for anything long term. That's okay too. You still don't need to be out here collecting bodies and soul ties with every person you meet though. And sis, if you don't know what soul ties are, I highly recommend you look those up because they are very real. Either way, you need to just speak up and make your desires clear. Today's episode is brought to you by Pretty Strands Hair Products. Created by licensed cosmetologist Courtney Patterson, Pretty Strands was created to give you a healthy crown that you can be proud of. This Black woman-owned company is committed to giving back to our communities and helping our girls to become self-sufficient trailblazers. Give your hair the love it deserves and pick up some at your favorite beauty supply or on prettystrands.com. And make sure you tell them Girl Which Way sent you. So let's talk about dating no-nos. We spent the show talking about dating and what it looks like, but how do we own our dating/singleness? Here are 5 ways you can be better in control of your romantic life. Number 1, the fear of being alone. We've all met that serial dater that is always with someone. Today they post they're single, tomorrow they're booed up. Sis, do not be her. Learn how to be an individual. Who are you? What makes you happy? Why do you feel the need to always be a part of a couple? Does your value somehow come from someone else? You may be broken if you think being with someone gives you more value or makes you more interesting. Being single doesn't automatically mean you're lonely, and being in a relationship doesn't automatically mean you're happy either. You need to find fulfillment and happiness within before you go out there looking to be in a relationship. Your relationships will never work until you do the work to heal yourself first. Even if you find the best partner, you're going to ruin it. Love for yourself has to be first and foremost. As I say in my best-selling book, Little Girl, Don't Get Lost in This World, you can't fill your empty spaces by having random guys fill your private spaces. Guys can't fix your brokenness. They'll actually make it worse. Heal first, okay? Number 2, changing who you are to please someone else. You don't drink. You don't smoke. You're not into that crowd, but your guy is. Now here you go, shifting and molding into someone you think he'd like more because you're afraid he won't like you as is. Sis, is he dating himself or is he dating you? If you can't show up fully yourself, it's a no for me. It's gonna be a no all the way for me. He better love your goofy, talkative, crazy little self. Baby, my man better love all of me like his name was John Legend, or I don't want him, period. Number 3, you think if you don't give up the goods, he won't stick around. Oh my God, I see this so much. Let me tell you what this means in case you don't see the problem. You feeling this way is essentially you saying that's all you have to offer. You feel good about your bedroom bravado and you want to use your skills because you think that'll hook your man and keep him around. Baby girl, don't you know we all have one of those? He can get that from literally anybody else. And if that's all you have to offer him, he probably will most certainly get it from someone else. You are the prize, not your poom poom. Lead with your spirit and your heart so that he can see that. Number 4, oh, this is a big one for my older girls. Waiting for him to change or to be ready for you. We've all seen her. Some of us have been her. You are way more into him than he is into you. He makes subtle comments about how he's not ready or he wants to be with other people, and you wind up normalizing it and opting to wait for him to change and grow up enough to be ready for you. Guys know who and what they want, and they know right away. Don't be fooled. Admittedly, of course, most men are not ready to settle down right now. Why would they when life is like a girl buffet? Girls just out here giving it away left and right. But when he meets you, if he's really into you, he will make a real effort to change and be what he needs to be for you. Make no mistake about this. Men always wise up if they find someone worth it. If he doesn't want to lose you, he'll show you that he doesn't want to lose you. You won't have to put a gun to his head or any of that. Don't be afraid to walk away, though, if it isn't what you want. People with true intentions will step up. People that are playing games need to step off. Girl, number 5, make sure you know. Number 5 issue is not knowing what you want and not making yourself clear. The point is, are you just out here dealing with everybody without any real plan? Like, what exactly do you want? What is it that you're looking for? Marriage, family? Do you want relationship goals? A roommate, a travel companion? Girl, what do you want? Not what you are settling for because you have no choice. Like, for example, you want to be in a serious committed relationship, but he isn't ready, so you just take what you can get. No, sis. I'm talking about you being honest with yourself about what it is that you really want and what you are willing to settle for. Most of the time, your relationships don't work because you don't establish parameters and boundaries. You don't set the tone for the relationship. So where is this going? What is the end game? Why are you seeing each other? Sis, if you don't know who you are or what you want, you will fall victim to yourself. Don't get mad at your potential suitors for the choices you make and how you teach them to treat you. Date if you want to date. Just be smart and intentional about it. You have to be selective about who you allow to take up your time and energy. Whatever you do, know that taking off your panties won't land you the relationship you think you want. In fact, it might do more harm than good. Take it slow. Get to know yourself and the guy you're pursuing so that you can go in with your eyes open. Dating can be a beautiful experience, but understand what dating is and what it isn't. If you're big enough to enter into a relationship with someone, you're big enough to handle the consequences. Our girl Lori is out here teaching us that we don't have to settle for a future if we don't want to. But, if you want to, I wish you well. Either way, it's your choice, but there will be consequences. But girl, I'm just saying, if our consequences happen to look like Michael B. Jordan, though, sign me up today, please. Today's show was brought to you by Pretty Strands Hair Products. Please rate the show on Apple and share it with one person who you think needs to hear it and ask them to do the same. We will be randomly choosing a few of you to give some lovely Pretty Strands products to. Don't miss out. Remember, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and constant motivator, Shalia. Bye.